Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit that subscribe button if you're new so you don't miss any of our great football content this season. Let's talk New England. New England 32, Cleveland 13, Myles Garrett 5 sacks, yada, yada, yada. The question is with Drake Maye, his last 7 games, he's completing 77% of his throws.
Yeah.
John, I watched his running today. He had 4 rushes, 13 yards per rush. I watched his throwing today. Vrabel's such a good coach. They don't ask him to throw 40 times. It's like 18 and 24. I'm watching Drake Maye today, John. You're going to think I'm out of my mind saying this. I'm not so sure he's not a top 8 quarterback in the league now. Jesus, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's number 3 right now for the betting MVP. Now, I don't think he's going to win the MVP, but he has. I think we talked about it last year with him and Caleb Williams. It was really hard to judge both of them because all their games were 20, 25, 18 to nothing at halftime. So they're just getting routed. And then their stats would come in the second half when the game just doesn't matter. It's like scoring 20 points when you're down 50 in the fourth quarter. It's like, I don't know what to make of this. And the one thing that's happened this year is you've seen him play in real games and be awesome. And that's, I'd say him and Caleb kind of, I put them both coming into the season at the same spot.
Right.
They both got real coordinators, right? Ben Johnson and Josh McDaniels, and one guy is thriving. And I don't even think most people would say New England has a top 20 group of skill guys. I mean, Henderson had his first kind of breakout game. A lot of it's been Maye scrambling around.
Yes.
Diggs has only played a handful of games. Kayshon Boutte, the kid from LSU, is making a bunch. Every time you look up, he's making a play. Hunter Henry, like you said, this is not exactly, George Kittle, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase running around out there for him. So, yeah, I mean, we like them coming in because the upgraded coach is an all-timer. And their schedule was pretty conducive. But they're playing these easy teams. They're beating the shit out of them. I took the Browns today because I was like, good defense. I could just see an ugly game. They're starting to feel a little bit like it's not a perfect parallel because I think this team had more talent. But remember that first year Jim Harbaugh got to the Niners and they just kept winning. You're like, oh, this is the game that'll probably be weird. All of a sudden you looked up, they're hosting the NFC Championship game. I don't think it's crazy we look up, and this isn't like a 9-8 team. This is like a 13-4 team.
Yeah, John, I watched them today. I watched a lot of this game because it was a weird slate. And I'm like, they don't really have a hole. I mean, Drake Maye's youth is a hole. I mean, again, Campbell, rookie, got worked by Myles Garrett. Well, God, all pro left tackles get worked by Myles Garrett. And my take was, watching them, I'm like, Kansas City doesn't really have a hole. They don't run the ball very effectively. But, the defense, the coaching, the skill level, the speed. Kansas City could use another pass rusher, and they don't run the ball well. But they're so good at the other stuff. I look at New England, I'm like, they run it, they throw it. Their receivers are all capable. There were 7 different guys made catches. Drake Maye moves. Vrabel's a great coach. I mean, their secondary today, they had a couple. Did you see the one-handed interception by their corner? Jesus, It was the play of the day. It was insane. Like New England's one of those teams. The Colts are like this, but the Colts have real stars like Jonathan Taylor and Warren. Those are real stars. New England doesn't have that star power. But when you watch the Colts play, they're just highly efficient. They pick up first downs. They rush the passer. And you look up and it's like the Colts put pressure on you on every down, both sides of the ball. New England's just super efficient, well coached. Not necessarily great yet on third down. Like they're just not quite powerful enough. They lack star power. If you put Hunter Henry's good, if you put Warren with Hunter Henry at tight end, that would change the dynamic. That's why, to me, A.J. Brown's interesting. You put in A.J., let's say you give up a 3rd round pick, and you're like, oh, okay, what are our needs next year? They don't have a big hole. So the hole is they don't have a dominant perimeter player. To me, it's like it gets really interesting with New England. Football season's here, and if you want to go to an NFL or college football game, GameTime is the place for you. The GameTime app just gives you the advantage back to you, the fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. I love it. Easy to use. The GameTime guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price, 100%. So they even let you preview your seat on the app. That's special. Plus, fees are always included. So, what you see is what you pay every time. Take the guesswork out of buying professional football tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account. If you use the code Colin, COLIN, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code COLIN, $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Well, because, if you think about it, if you're these guys, you start going, well, we got the capability to win 12 or 13 games. So it's like we're going to have to beat Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, potentially we'll see how we're recording this before the Steelers, but Aaron Rodgers, who's still got a little something left, right? Who knows? Lamar Jackson, they could come storming back if he ever gets back. I think they play Miami this week on Thursday Night Football. So all of a
Right.
sudden, Baltimore can get back. That's who we got to beat. And to me, that'll be the one question. I know he beat Josh Allen earlier this year, but it's like all the hype. This guy's as good as these. We've seen this before. So the more you can equip him with, I think they definitely got to be in the mix. And to me, AJ makes the most sense because of Vrabel. But I also think isn't Vrabel the perfect coach for kind of keeping. This is why I keep betting against him, and I keep regretting it because it's like Vrabel's actually perfect for when you're winning because he doesn't feel himself. He kind of keeps the whole unit humble.
The only two teams definitively to me that are better than New England, Kansas City and the Colts. There's no question. The way to catch up is big plays over the top. That's really the way to catch up. Now, because if you play Indianapolis, they're going to hit you for big plays. Taylor, Warren, Pittman, there's no question. I mean, Indianapolis is not only efficient, they're going to hit you on big plays. And Kansas City, with Andy Reid in the playoff game, are going to hit you for big plays. Now, if Lamar comes back, that dynamic, that's a big play offense. The only thing I think New England misses is that cheap 76-yard touchdown that you'd get in a playoff game because his physical presence. I mean, there's just so many things to A.J. Brown I like. But, I mean, I'm watching them, and it is.
I think their defense is playing well as like a unit, but I would say the other thing that they lack is, the Chiefs have Chris Jones, who at any given moment can get you a couple sacks in the second half.
Karlaftis.
Yeah, the Bills have some big time, guys up front. Baltimore used to. I mean, these guys are injured, but when the Chargers, the Broncos, I mean, these guys got some high end, big time names. Now, that guy, you can't really trade. There's not like Max Crosby probably not getting dealt. So, if I was New England, I would rather have one of those guys than a wide receiver. But I would just say, hey, we'll just try to play together as a unit because their secondary, Spillane had a nice pick. I guess Dylan Gabriel threw it right to him today.
Yeah.
But, Christian Gonzalez is really, they do have some like individual talent, especially in the secondary linebacker. But you just go like, who's their outside? I mean, no one has Myles Garrett. But I also think watching the Cleveland, they were given the opportunity. The guy said, trade me. Your team sucked. You were restarting. No one was going to get back. He's telling you, I don't want to be anymore. Trade me. He's over 30 years old, but he's so good. He's still at a bunch of value. You could have traded him for multiple ones, probably multiple twos, and done the Travis Hunter trade and had this war chest of draft picks and had all this room to kind of reset. Instead, you still stink and have this guy on your team who's getting 5 sacks where you're losing 30-10. It's completely pointless to have this all-time great pass rusher on a team that's awful with no offense. Especially he gave you the out this offseason. And it's what bad franchises do. They could have traded him. They would have been in the same record, probably would have been the exact same.